Okay, so we're going to be starting by building a fire. But to build a fire, you want to find stones to make an area where we're going to make sure that the fire is safe. And we're going to do it in a spot that we could take rocks, make rocks all around. You see over here, we're going to find different rocks that we could put all together. Again, put it in the area around, making a good, nice circle. Again, we're going to make a small one today. We're going to find some rocks all around, looking around over here. Hey, we're going to take different ones. I see another good rock here. Let's find different rocks that are easy to move around. You know, you just go digging around it, feeling out with your hands what we got going. Oh, we found another one right over here. Again, we got this coming on. Just taking on different rocks, making it all around. Then we're going to clear out the area. Look, we found another one right here. Again, some of them are going to be bigger, some of them are going to be smaller, so we want to try to find ones that are just right for us. Okay, here's what we got. Take a fire, making a circle. Let's watch going around here. Now you're going to do this by your house as well. You're going to find the area, nice little spot. Now again, you also want to make sure that it's not too close to some trees. Again, if you're going to make it small, you want to make sure that it's not near any trees that are going to get anything caught to it. So that's a very, very important piece. Now in the wilderness, you're going to have to find a much bigger spot because in some areas you're not allowed to make fires and some areas you are. So you have to be careful what the laws are. But if ever a time that all of a sudden you're in a real wilderness situation and you don't have any shelter and it's freezing outside and you feel like hypothermic where it's really, really cold, you're going to have to make a fire. And so that's what we're going to learn to do right now, is we're going to be making a fire over here. So come. Pile of medium-sized ones. So here you're talking about these little twigs over here could be perfect for starting off, you know, again, starting it off. Then after you're going to want to get to little bigger ones. These are the medium-sized ones. And then from there you're going to want to get to even bigger ones. You're going to keep on adding to the fire, something like this. And then we're going to talk about getting to even the bigger logs, which you're going to see over here. This is something where it's a nice, much bigger one. And then from there we have the biggest kind, which is where you're going to have your fourth piece, which those are thick pieces of wood. You're going to find, you're going to look all around and you see, oh wow, what do I have over here? Look, there's some bigger trees. Here's a lot of little small ones. Then you find bigger pieces all around. And so that's what you're going to want to be able to do, is find different ones for different sizes. That would be the best thing to make it work. Okay, so here we go to the next part. And this is where we're going to go. We're going to keep on going with, I'm putting together, if you see down here, we got some nice pieces of wood. I'm making more pieces of wood. I want you guys to go and do this at home as well. Find different sizes of wood that you could put together. Now again, there's a difference. You want to make sure your wood is always dry wood, meaning that is dead wood. You don't want to take something from a tree that's existing. Look over here, you have, this is a live tree. You don't want to take from that. First of all, it's not going to be able to burn. And also the second thing is it ruins the forest. So you want to find things on the ground. Now the question is, what happens if all of a sudden you're looking on the ground and something's deep inside the ground? A lot of times these things are going to be very wet. You see over here it shows it's black. It's very, very wet, this part. So it's not going to burn that well. So what you want to do is, if it's snowing or if it just rained, you want to find pieces like this that were up above the ground. So they dry much faster. They dry right away. And again, you really feel the difference. You could just break it off. Now we're going to keep on going around. We're looking for different pieces still. We're still putting this together. It takes a few minutes. And when we have all our pieces together, we want to find to really get our thing started well. Again, today what we're going to do is we're not going to be lighting it because a lot of you have backyards where you're not able to light. And again, if you want to light it, you have to actually get a permit in most places. So it's a good time right now with everything, you know, to be able to go reach out to your local fire department and even find out if you can make how you can make a actual fire in your backyard. Now, once you do that, again, we're going to start by building. I like to build a teepee. There's a lot of different ways that you could build fires, but always the basics of every fire is you have to have something small, very tender, something that's very flammable to get it started. Now, there is something called birch, or there's tree bark, which you could use. Again, a lot of times you'll find that all around. We're going to look around here right now to try to find some tree bark, which is things that fall off the sides of the trees. Again, that's usually, if you look over here on this, you see every branch, they have this very, very little, this is bark from a tree, and it's very, very flammable. A lot of times you could also use dry leaves as well. You want to find different things that are able to start your fire. Again, once you get your fire going, from there you're going to be able to start build it up more and more and more. But you have to build a fire. It doesn't go that you could start with a big piece. And we're going to talk about the one match fire, or using matches. Again, it's not going to be the miraculous one, the one that also you do by putting stones together or by putting 2 pieces of wood. We're not doing that today. We're doing the basic fire that you guys should just know how to make a fire, so that when you go into the woods, again, you bring matches with you, bring stuff like that, just so you prepare yourself for it to be able to make the basics of a fire. Look over here. You see this tree? It's already being eaten up by different bugs or different animals, different things. You want to be able to, that means there's going to be dead bark. You see the dead bark on the side? So you could use that kind of stuff for making a fire. So we're going to start making the fire right now. We're going to start building we're going to build a teepee. You're going to be able to watch that go on. So here we go. We're going to put this down over here. Let's see if we get some good footage that you can get this in right now. So again, I like when I build the teepee, I love to be able, you see, I love to be able to find in the ground, so this is a good wet spot. I like to try to find a Y that you could build. You find some different branches where you could put a Y. Now again, a Y, as we talked about yesterday in other survival videos, is a lot of times 2 branches that you have going together that are broken, that have that another piece of wood could lock right into it like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to find another piece of wood that we could use to go with this one. Again, I pushed it in so it went really easily, but we're going to find 2 of them right now so we could put them together. Wait 1 second. Okay, here we go. Check this out, guys. So I just found 1 piece. Again, it still needs to be broken down a little more, but I'm just going to start with this so we can have this good. Again, I have this little Y over here. Whoops. Here we go. Check this out. Yeah, like that. Here's that. I'm just going to boost this up so it doesn't fall. See, so right now I have this little Y I just put in over here. I'm putting in a Y into the ground to hold up the sticks. Now I push it together, right? I put it into the ground. The ground's still moist because it rained. And now I could start putting other pieces around, the other bigger pieces that are going to just hold the teepee to make it strong and sturdy. We want to really build this up sturdy that it's going to stand. And I'm pushing it into the ground. Again, just different pieces are going all around it to make myself a simple teepee. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to work on the lower part after. I just want to build a basic part. And again, I don't like putting on too many pieces on the outside, but you also have to make sure that you're blocking the wind. A lot of people think, oh, it's windy, I could do it. It's very hard to light a fire when it's windy. So what I like to try to do is also get a little bit of blocking the wind on the outside. I'm going to find the parts on the lowest part over here to put my match into. But again, I have to also make sure the area is going to be good for a flame. So if it's wet there, it's not going to work. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you a quick thing how to do it. And I want you guys to do this on your own. I want you to try it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take time to practice. It's going to take a while. This video is not going to go all the way into it. It's just going to show you the basics of us making a basic teepee. And then from there, you're going to go and start putting on your own pieces. We want to see your videos of what you're doing, kids. Again, this is for you guys to learn how to do it. But again, the only way to learn is by doing it. Tell your mom and dad you want to go out. You want to be able to go and try it on your own. Again, you see, just kind of putting it out there. This is how you get used to it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start with the little branches. Let's find little pieces of tinder, like we said, the tiny little ones. We'll break them up. Again, if you ever want to pull them apart, and you'll get also great pieces, shards of, if you want to call it, of the branches, and you could use those to light. They get very flammable. Again, you need a lot of them. It's not going to just work with one little one. It takes a lot to do. And again, you need the area to be dry under it. So that's what we're going to do today. As we're going to keep on making little pieces on it. We're going to put a lot of little pieces together. And just to make the area dry, that it could be easy to catch on. And once it's really easy to catch on to, again, we don't have a permit here to light it. But that's what you would do, is you just light it with a one match. Again, it's not always so easy. A lot of times people say, you know what, I have some tissue paper on me, toilet paper. It's cheating, but you know what? That's sometimes the easiest way, so you're not standing around for 5 hours doing it. The first time, the main thing we want you to do is get used to building a fire. Have fun building it. It's going to be fun. It's going to take a lot of time. Don't try putting in these big pieces right away. You put in the big pieces, they're not going to light. It only works with tiny little pieces. That's how it has to start off, and then from there you build it up with more and more and more. It really, really works well. Again, it takes time and practice. It's not going to be your first second. It's going to work. Another thing I want to show you, look at this. It's hard to tell over here because it's getting dark already outside, but from this angle you see it's a little bit wet. So these things are not going to light. So you can't use, if it's wet, don't use it to try to light your fire. It's not going to go. And then besides that, once you start building up the teepee, it's going to get more and more. It's going to get more fun. So I want you as parents, again, have your kids build some teepee. Again, do different branches. You're going to have different sizes. You're going to have the little one. You're going to have the tinder. And then start practicing. Kids and adults, teens, start practicing breaking off the branches, finding dry pieces of tinder that you could use. Find what are the pieces of birch tree is something that's an amazing tree around that you could, if you look it up online, we're going to show one of the days, birch tree around here. The bark from the birch tree is fantastic fire starter. And you use that. Actually, we have right over here. Do we have this one? This is actually a drop of a piece of birch on this, but this one, the bark already fell off. But here, something from this is fantastic. Again, the outside of the bark is great to use. So guys, it's really, really fun. Try it out yourselves. Again, with your parents' supervision and with a fire permit, you could actually start it. We're going to do another day. We're going to actually have amazing things. We're going to actually do a fire. I'm only allowed to make a fire pit here. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually learn different things you could make on a fire. Not just marshmallows. You could make other yummy, exciting things on the what's it called, in the fire. And we're going to show that to you. So guys, enjoy. Parents, enjoy. This is really, really an amazing experience to do this. Try it out. You're going to love it. And if you have any questions, and send us your videos and your pictures of doing this, because you know what? We might offer someone a prize for being able to make the best teepee. So try it out. Again, send it to us. Let's see how your teepee is. And if you're able to make a fire with it, even better. But parents, train your kids to learn how to do this. This is a lifelong skill for them. And once they have that, you know what? They'll never forget how to do it, and they won't be scared of making fires. From 613 Survival, this is Ari Abramowitz. So long from New York.